What we'd like to do in this bonus item is introduce you to some of the books that have been written about the Montserrat eruption. It's pretty incredible. I'm sure we don't even have them all, but we have a few here and we want to introduce you to those. This is my girlfriend Ruby. Yes, she was born and raised right here at Gingerbread Hill, and she flies freely all over the property, and she's chosen to come down and be part of this little presentation today. She may leave, we don't know. This is Natural Disasters, an Imagination Library Series book called Volcanoes. I believe it's in most of the schools or the school libraries in the United States, and it features Montserrat. It's got some of our pictures from the Price of Paradise in it, and tells about Jeff Wadge coming here in the 80s and sort of saying this could erupt sometime soon. And of course, not many of us paid any attention to that. But it did erupt, and it brought out all these books. There have been a lot of books written in a lot of different languages. This is a friend of ours, Jacques-Marie Bartenzef from Paris, all written in French, but a good portion of it is about the island of Montserrat. Our own Kathy Buffon, Katie wrote a series of books, much like the Price of Paradise video series. Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, and she divided it up into years. This is just one of them. I'm sure that she's got them all bound into one edition now. But they're great reading from somebody that was here every minute of the whole eruption and wrote, at a ground level perspective. And it's fantastic books. You can get those in all the shops in Montserrat or get in touch with Katie. Polly Patullo came and stayed with us. She wrote Fire on the Mountain, the tragedy of Montserrat and the betrayal of its people. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? Well, she did look really closely at the shelters, the inquest after the folks were killed in June 25th of 97. And she wrote in depth about it. Didn't get in too much trouble. Everybody thought she did a pretty good job. But Polly wrote this, and we're really recommending that one highly. Then Phil Davidson stayed with us, and he said, I'm going to write a book. He was a writer for magazines and newspapers, and I said, Polly Patullo already did that. He said, well, I want to do a different slant on it, and that he did. He has many of the local stories in here. Our family's in it, Danny Sweeney, Margaret, all the stories about air studios and stuff like that. And Phil did a great job. Both Phil's book and Polly's book are available from Amazon UK. So you can get those. Then we get into some novels. Graham Knott spent some time in Montserrat, and he wrote Exclusion Zone. I think it's loosely based on Eric Clapton because it's an old guitar player that returns to Montserrat, vanishes from the planet, and comes back here to hide, and spends his time here only to be tracked down by his daughter. Very interesting read. Another one by Jack Elstrom. I haven't read this yet. It's just called Montserrat, and you can get it from PublishAmerica.com. That's a good one. And then our own Doreen S. O'Garo, Montserrat on My Mind, Tales of Montserrat. Tales from before and during and after the eruption. And I think you'll really enjoy this. There's some poems in here and written by a person that was born and raised here in Montserrat. This one just came in the mail yesterday from Yvonne Weeks, a good friend of ours. She was born in the UK to Montserrat parents, and it's called A Memoir, and it's her whole look at the whole experience of Montserrat and the eruption in Montserrat. Perhaps the most incredible thing written about Montserrat has been this big volume here called Volcanic Hazard Atlas of the Lesser Antilles. And it's a book that was put together through a grant for the Seismic Research Unit. Richie Robertson, I think, was the one that spearheaded it. Dr. Shepard and many others that worked and lived in Montserrat put input into this, and I'm sure scientists from all over the world. And it was all the islands in the Caribbean, from Grenada to Saba, and has incredible pictures, a wealth of information for those that want to know more about our neighboring islands and their volcanoes and what could happen to them. And then along with it is a companion volume of maps. This is all maps, one of each island, and it shows where all the volcano sites are and everything about that island. So we highly recommend that. That's a very expensive. I think you can get it from the MVO for a little over 100 US. But we just wanted to recommend those and give you some idea of something you could do other than watch the Price of Paradise DVD. You can actually go out and find these books and find out a lot more information on what happened here and to the people of Montserrat.